Hi, Algebra 1. So this is going to be the answers for 1.1. You'll be handing this in, so make sure you feel comfortable in class. I'll actually just ask for questions here. I'll actually work them all out. So 4 plus 7 is 11. 2 plus 12 is 14. 13 plus 5 is 18. Now it's -7, -2, and we're adding them together. So you see something that costs $7, something that costs $2. So that's going to be -9. You'll owe $9. This is the same idea, -6 plus -4. That's going to give you -10. When you see a negative sign or a subtraction sign in front of a number, that means it's going backwards. It's counting to the left. Okay, see something that costs $10, something costs $8. So you owe -18. It is just traditional subtraction. 10 minus 3 is 7. 5 minus 8. You have $5 in your pocket. Something costs $8. So you owe $3. So it's negative. 0 subtract 7 is just 7. You have no money in your pocket. You see something that costs $7. How much do you owe? When you have the negative negative in a row, it becomes a plus sign. Okay, so this just becomes 10 plus 10, which is 20. Here, this is going to become the plus sign in between these, but I have -10 plus 10, which is just 0. You have 10, you see something that costs $10, you have $10 in your pocket. You have $5 in your pocket, you subtract $7, so that you're going to owe $2. Double negative in a row, make that a plus sign. So 5 plus 12 or 7 is 12. $5 in your pocket, you see something that costs $7, so you owe $2. Double negative like this, you're going to make that a plus sign. So that's going to be -15 plus 8. So something costs $15. You have $8 in your pocket, so you still owe $7. That's why it's a negative. 23 minus 25 is going to be -2. -1 plus 14 is 13. Something costs $1. You have $14 in your pocket, so you have 13 left in your pocket. Something costs $12. If you see plus minus, it's the same thing. It's just big minus. So 12 minus 7 is going to give me 5. Then we're going to start talking about multiplication. When you multiply, make sure you watch your signs. A positive times a negative is always a negative. So 4 times 3 is 12. Negative times a negative gives you a positive number. So you get an answer of +12. You don't really need that positive sign out front. You can put it if you want, but you don't need it. So you just keep it as that. 8 times -10 is -80. 5 times 7 is 35. -6 times -3 is +18. Negative times negative. 7 times -3 is -21. Then we start dividing. So negative divided by a positive is going to be negative. So 14 divided by 2 is going to give you 7. You can just type that in directly into a calculator. -18. Negative is going to give you a positive number. So 18 divided by 3 is 6. When you see a fraction, that's the same thing as divisible or division. So this could have been rewritten to look like this. It means the same thing, okay? So I have a negative answer. So 6 goes into 48, -8 times. 28 over 7 is 4. Negative divided by negative is positive. 70 divided by 7 is going to be 10. 40 divided by 5 is 8. -9 times -9, it's going to be +81. This is going to give me +30 because negative times negative. This will be a negative answer because we have one negative sign. So 100 divided by 2 is -50. 2 negatives dividing is going to give you positive. So 10 divided by 10 is, or 100 divided by 10 is 10. And then now we have multiples. So -1 times -2, that's going to give me +2. And then +2 times -3 is going to give me -6. Negative divided by negative is positive. 144 divided by 12 is 12. Okay, so that sheet, that would have been the homework that would have been assigned to you for 1.1. Let's take a look at your notes at 1.2. So we're going to talk about something called PEMDAS. It's an order of operations. So the P is parentheses, E is exponentials or exponents. So it's also something like this. You know, a number could be raised to an exponent. Multiplication, division is the D, A is add, S is subtract. And you basically work in this direction and go that way. Okay. So if we were to take a look at this, they're just saying, hey, you have 5 times 3 times 7. Well, that's the same thing as, because you have 3 times 7, that's 777 being added together. So that basically takes care of that. So you sometimes can go left to right, but sometimes you have to look at where the signs are, where the parentheses might be if something's an exponent. So just be cautious on that. You multiply and divide left to right. You add and subtract left to right as well. So that's kind of something to think about. So if we were to do this problem, the first thing that you want to do, you have multiplication. So you want to do that first. So you get 5 plus 6 times 3 is 18. And then that's 23. On this one, I'm going to go ahead and divide first. So the 20 doesn't get affected. It's going to stay negative. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So 20 minus 2 is 18. For number 3, we're going to ignore the 9 plus for a minute. I'll just bring that down. Let's divide first. So 12 divided by 3 is 4. And then I'm going to multiply by negative 2. So 4 times negative 2, we got to take care of that, is going to give me negative 8. So 9 minus 8 is 1. We're going to go ahead and divide first. Negative 18 divided by 3 is negative 6 because one negative is negative. And then you have plus 7 minus 2. Now go left to right. You have something that costs $6. You have 7 in your pocket. That means you have 1 left out of that. And then you're going to go ahead and go 1 minus 2, which is negative 1. This one, when you have two numbers next to each other like that, one with parentheses, that means you're going to multiply. So the 6 doesn't get affected first. 4 times 2 is 8 minus 1. So 6 plus 8 is 14. 14 minus 1 is 13. This one, we're going to go ahead and multiply first. So the 25 minus 10 is just going to stay as is for now. 2 times 3 is 6, and it's positive. And now we're going to go ahead and go left to right because it's all subtraction and addition. 25 minus 10 is 15. 15 plus 6 is 21. I don't know how much work you have to show on some of these. I'm just trying to make sure you see all the steps. Some of these you could definitely do quicker with just writing the answer. Some you might have to write a few steps down. All right, so we're going to divide here first. So 30 divided by 5 is 6. Okay, plus sign. And then 2 times 4 is 8. So 6 plus 8 is then going to be 14. We're going to go ahead and divide first here. So I'm going to get 8 plus 15 divided by 3 is 5 minus 2. And the left to right, 8 added to 5 is 13. 13 minus 2 is going to give me 11. So your homework is going to be this. We might have to give you another sheet from our packet that we've given. Hopefully the books will be coming in soon. But that's all we have for you. I hope you have a great day. Make sure you try all of the problems. Remember, we're looking to see that you tried it. And when we're practicing it, it's okay to make mistakes. We celebrate those mistakes and then we learn from them. Have a great day. Take care of one another.